Yeah, Cash Gang.
Hey, what you know good? I'm Darius Cache.
And I'm ToriLive.
And this is the Bernard Song Podcast, where pain has a voice and healing finds rhythm. Today, we have Yolanda Williams, founder of I Am the Evidence. She's an Army veteran, a justice advocate, entrepreneur, and a speaker. Also, we have Christian Acock, technical producer and moderator of Bernard Song Podcast. It is a glorious day, and we are here to welcome you, Yolanda. So, I pulled up on you today, Tori and I noticed that you did have the Roll Tide symbols. You in the doghouse, you know.
We don't want no problem. We're going to save all that for Saturday.
But that's all right. We are a welcoming city, a welcoming nucleus.
Yeah.
You know, we have Jersey respectfully. Mm-hmm. And everybody loves to be here. We welcome all with open arms.
I'm glad.
With open arms.
Because y'all going to need a hug after Saturday.
It's a classic rivalry. So, what's new?
Man, what's not new? Everything is new. As soon as I wake up in the morning, man, it's new. You know what I mean? I got a lot of good things coming down the pipe. You know, we talked about my brand I Am the Evidence, and you know we got some new apparel launching out. You know, that's gonna really show you and speak your testimony. Mm-hmm. So, and that's basically what the apparel's about: wearing your testimony. Okay.
Yeah, I see you rocking it. So, let's get a bit of your testimony. I am aware that you spent about 6 years incarcerated, and you can elaborate?
6 years, yeah, I did. I was convicted of robbery and kidnapping, and I was faced with 70 years, but I ended up getting 6 years through 10. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't easy, the separation, but I turned that around, you know what I mean, into positivity. It was really a moment where God just sat me down, you know, and showed me that, you know, this ain't you. Mm-hmm. This ain't you. You got too much potential. You got too many skills. This ain't you. So I ended up there. You know, I grew up a preacher's kid. So I was limited to a lot of things, and that aroused my curiosity. Mm-hmm. So the only thing I wanted to do when I graduated high school was like, I'm out. You know, college, military, more college, and that didn't satisfy my curiosity. Mm-hmm. And because I was under such restriction at home, you know, it wasn't nothing like being free and grown. So,
what were your college majors?
It started out in biology and then ended up cybersecurity.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know, I saw this show, and Quincy, I think it was Quincy, he was a forensic scientist, and I was like, ooh, I want to do that. So when I went to college, you know, I was like, that's what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Because my fantasy was being somebody I've seen on TV. Okay. And then over the course of time, I tapped into my technical side, you know, all of my, man, it's just nothing, it's nothing like, for me being a computer, technical, you know, electronic, and like AI coming, I'm embracing it, you know, that's my area, you know, when it comes to computer and coding and scripting and that type of stuff. So I end up, I'm 12 credits away from my bachelor's in cybersecurity.
Oh, so you still doing you? That's current.
Well, I haven't went back to school because you got to pay the people, and I owe the people, and you know, like I could save to pay the people so I can go back, but it is still on my list of
the
things
way my bank
to do.
account is set up,
right? You know, and then then I be like, well, I really need to buy this or do that, and I don't need to do that or buy that. But you know, I'm working on it, but it is on my list to finish.
So
Okay.
congratulations in advance, because going back to school is no joke. But you know, you really going into an amazing field, and I wish you nothing but success.
Thank you.
And everything as far as She Do Graphics LLC, I definitely appreciate you, because this thing right here, this me
You
in this
see
shadow,
it?
this me right here, yeah, you know, this
Shout out to the
courtesy of
banners.
you know what I'm saying, this our guest today, you know, and I appreciate every bit of effort that went into it, and we're definitely gonna be linking for future projects as well.
I appreciate you.
And as a barber, how long you been and is that your preference?
Barbering is therapeutic for me. I love it. I actually started cutting hair. My brother, he let me mess him up when he was in school. He was like, "Don't worry about it. We can put a hat on. I can put a hat on. Don't worry about it." And then even while I was incarcerated, you know, I cut hair in there. In college, I cut hair, but I didn't really take the craft serious until about, what is this, 25? Till about eight years ago. It's when I took it serious. And one of my graphic clients had a barber shop, and I did the graphics for all three of his shops. And he said, "Well, why don't you just come in the shop?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "But I ain't got no skills like that." So he allowed me to work in the shop, get my craft up, and the guys in the other barbers, they taught me. And when they felt like I was okay to be released, you know what I mean? They call it out on the field, because he had a football thing.
Okay.
So he was like, when I was ready to get on the field, I just started cutting. And what's amazing about that is a lot of people that are entrepreneurs, they focus on the money, but I focus on the relationship. And I didn't know that the relationship that I had with Ronnie was gonna bless me in so many other areas. I started out as his wife's graphic designer and sign maker. Then he came around, you know, into the business as a client. And then he allowed me to blossom in another craft.
That's cool.
And that's my barbering. You know, he blessed me in so many ways. So one of the things I encourage about entrepreneurs is don't focus on the money, because you don't know who God is gonna put in your path. You know, for what reason? We might be thinking, "Oh, it's for this and it's for that," but God be having a whole nother plan. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I appreciate him for allowing me the opportunity to come into the shop and mess up some heads and practice and let the guys teach me, you know what I mean? So it definitely put me where I am today.
And what is the work that you do with special needs children?
Special needs kids, a lot of barbers don't like to cut kids, period. And a lot of them, because they focus on the money, they don't have the patience to deal with a special need kid.
That's cool that you do that.
And that's one of the things I love them. You know what I mean? If we got to rock back and forth, we're going to rock back and forth. If you need the clippers in your hand, I'm going to let you put the clippers in your hand. You know, I've had some that I've had for a long time. I had one that used to, soon as I turn anything on, he take off. I turn around and he gone out the door. I'm like, "Well, where you going?" I got to go get him. You know, my wife calls him the runner. So, you know, and now, you know, he sit there, he hold his head down. And a lot of parents don't have patience to bring their kids to the barbershop because of the things they've dealt with in the past. So, you know, if you out there and you have a special need kids, man, bring them to Treese Barbershop. You know, we right there on Rockbridge. Both of us are good and patient with those kids. That special need kids need special barber.
That's right.
And that's where we at.
That's right.
That is so beautiful, for real, because as a former educator, you know, like, people don't think that deep into, you know, the needs of the child and really supporting their development. That could be a lot, whether you're a special needs child or even if you're just, you know, a very young child. Sometimes the stimulant from that vibration,
Yep.
anything can trigger a child. So thank you.
You have
for
to
being
meet them where
patient
they
with
are.
them.
Yes, I love the babies.
Shout out to the babies.
Yo, love the kids.
Hey.
And is GirlTrek, what is GirlTrek? I'll let you.
GirlTrek is the largest national black organization for black women. Health organization. We 1.3 million women strong, and our goal is to extend life expectancy in 10 years by 10 years by taking one step at a time.
In 10 years, by 10 years.
Yes, because CDC already proved that walking 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. See, we don't have to prove it. CDC already proven. Sometimes it take people to believe that who said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we as black people are already skeptical. Yeah. So CDC already proved that walking 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week extends your life expectancy by 7 years. So what we do is we're not just a walking community. We're a whole sisterhood.
Okay.
You know, when it comes to black women health, isolation, inactivity, and isolation, inactivity. I'm gonna get the other one in a minute, but anyway, those are the top 3 things that are killing black women today, that are curable. You know, we isolate and we get depressed, and then our mental health start taking effect. You know what I mean? So, getting out walking 30 minutes a day and then walking with someone, you find that conversation happens and you become comfortable. You know, people look at walking like, oh, I'm just going to lose weight. No, it affects a lot. It affects a lot.
Yeah.
So, how
injustice,
isolation,
inactivity, and injustice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those are 3 of the prevalent themes of incarceration.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things I do with GirlTrek is try to start walking programs, because incarceration don't only take our freedom, it takes our life expectancy. So, which has already been proven, you ain't got to take it from me. 2 years that someone is incarcerated shortens your life expectancy. No, 1 year incarcerated shortens your life expectancy by 2 years. So they don't only take our freedom, they take the length that we're actually supposed to be living.
Right.
So we take that back by walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. And so it's wellness programs and curriculum. What's the curriculum?
Well, right now, last year I piloted my first curriculum at the Breakthrough House with a group of women that are justice impacted, and I would go once a month, and we would do radical self-care courses.
And you did say the Welcome House, right? Right on MLK.
No, not Welcome House. Breakthrough.
Okay.
Yeah, Indicator, and we would do radical self-care courses and classes, exercises. And I wrote a 10-month curriculum for them.
Okay.
And it teaches them about financial independence and wealth. It teaches them about radical self-care techniques, journaling, affirmations. Because when you get out, like, they tell us, the system tell us, like, and I really believe it's designed for us to fail, because they tell us how to get a job, how to get housing, how to get food, how to get all of these things, but ain't nobody teaching us how not to snap the fuck off. You know what I mean? So we got all these things, and shout out to the people that are going to lawmakers and legislators and all these things to change the policies and what's going on in prisons and in jails and in those institutions. But what are we supposed to do while that's taking place? See, I got to learn how to cope with those things while it's taking place, because it's not going to happen overnight. And if I can take care of myself, then I don't have to expect you to take care of me, because I got me. You know, I'm a big advocate on what happens on the inside and behind the walls happen on the inside of us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that fear that we deal with, being unsafe and not being able to say, hey, this is going on, because now I got to deal with the retaliation of what may come down the pipe because I feel unsafe. I remember when I was in there, I used to have to fight or go off or like buck the system just to go to lockdown to get some peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
Those women should be able to just say, hey, I need to go take a walk. Let me just go take a walk. It could de-escalate. It could cut down on medical. It could cut down on, it could help the guards out because they need a break too.
Yeah.
The
work that you're doing is so big in terms of like that mental health aspect because, like you said, they focus on the immediate needs like housing, jobs, but like when you look at society as a whole, it's so crazy that we really just recently started observing and thinking about like mental health in childcare, mental health in so many spaces in healthcare. So the fact that you're tackling this really is an untapped area that most people, they're not targeting that when they think about reentry. They're not targeting that when they think about like how this affects the rate of not going back. So
right.
I appreciate what you're doing because the mental health space really needs you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Next year, like that was the pilot. So you asked me one question, I went down a whole rabbit hole because I'm passionate about that thing. You know what I mean? But as far as the curriculum go, next year I'm going to work on putting it in a digital form so that it can reach more prisons and more jails and more institutions so that those women can take care of themselves too.
So what was the some of the events that led up to you snapping off, if that was part of your prison sentence?
You mean while I was incarcerated?
Yeah, what led up to it?
Just not being able to handle. My first big acceptance was I can't get out this room. And it's not like that they're gonna give you sufficient mental health help. You can only fix so many puzzles.
Right.
And I found myself even because we used to make the concoctions, you know what I'm saying, just to make so that we can be high and drunk.
Yeah, but
all
that good
so
stuff, yeah.
I found myself doing that, and I'm like, this just not it.
And that's the same mental numbing that we do out here.
Yep,
wow.
Exactly.
And so, we worry about preventative measures too. So, you can get as in depth as you want to, but what led up to the incarceration?
You mean like me personally, or what led up to it? I was doing robberies and getting away with it, and I didn't have to. I went through a time in my life where I was homeless, and I went through a time where I dealt with addiction, and I was homeless, but somewhere in there I was like, this not it. I'm about to get a real job. See, I moved from Alabama to 96 and was fascinated because I came around Freaknik. And I was like, yo, this what they doing?
So it's a good thing you got there at the end, huh?
I was like, I ain't never going home.
You got that right when they shut it down.
Man. And so, and the fascination ended up because I didn't want to go back home, put me in a homeless situation. And while I was out there on the street, I did things that they did. And something happened. I would go to jail often, right? And I met some officers in there that when I would get out, they took me under their wing and they didn't judge me.
Okay.
And they invited me to their house and they let me hang out with them. And I'm around all these people that have things and jobs and, and somewhere in there, because they believed in me and they didn't discriminate against me, I felt like I needed to get myself together. So I got my first job, and it was at Burger King. And
What age?
I was like 30-something.
Your first job at 30?
No, here in Atlanta.
Oh, my bad.
No, here in Atlanta. Because mind you, I was on the streets, you know what I mean? And I was selling drugs and I was doing drugs and I was just trying to survive in whatever environment that I was in. And
In what section?
Techwood.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. You know what I mean? Fulton Industrial.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like those areas. Bankhead.
Real West Side.
Real West Side. Yeah, right. Till it all ended up on Rice Street. You know? And one of those last times I was in Rice Street, I was like, I just can't do this. And I went from pillar to post, got a job. And then I thought I was doing all right, you know, because I'm just smoking weed now. So I'm making money, got a little spot, you know, but it still wasn't enough on the inside. You know, it was still a void or something. So then I started doing robberies and getting away with it. And I was like, it ain't enough. And God was like, now you gonna listen? Because I wasn't listening.
Right.
And then the last time, I ain't even do the robbery. How about that?
Ooh.
I ain't even do it, and that's the truth. It went from armed robbery to robbery because I wasn't actually the one to do it, but they say I was the mastermind. So then you tell me I'm the mastermind. So God sits me down while I'm in prison, and he was like, you the mastermind, and look where you at.
Right,
So
right.
So what you gonna do? When I got out, man, I was determined. Like, I don't know what. My first job was a signed job, you know, and it just took off from there.
Yeah, and, you know, unfortunately, we know Rice Street to be definitely the Thunderdome. That's definitely Gladiator School, and the jails be worse than the prison.
Oh, yeah.
Once people get sentenced, they kind of sort of be like laid back and just ride, and you know it's a more access, like it's more space. There are more freedoms that you do not get in jail. In jail, them cats is wildin'.
Yeah,
Cats is wildin'. They got no understanding.
None, and don't care.
Don't buy nothing.
Especially at Rice Street.
I mean, I'm speaking from a complete outsider looking in, but I think it's just the adrenaline of, like, you're in there. It hasn't set in yet that, like you said, your first realization was, man, I'm really in here. Like, I can't leave. Like, when you're in jail, you kind of like, you like a freshman, you know? Like, so, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I have a very, very similar experience, and I've spent numerous years on the other side of the wall myself, and it's been definitely a eye-opening experiences because once you get fed up, and as you mentioned, being a mastermind, it's like, what are you going to put your talents to use doing? You know, so it's like as in depth as it's crazy. We get away with this after that, this after that, this after that, and then when that one comes, like, man, what am I doing? You know, you get to hear the voice of God, and it's absolutely mind blowing, the things that we can accomplish, the things that He is willing to bless us to be able to accomplish once we put our talents towards the right things, and especially entrepreneurship. That gives us a way to open up a Pandora's box of things. We can do a whole myriad of things and not just be one thing. And that sort of it breaks up the monotony of everyday life, because it's always something to do, and it never becomes a burden. It's always a joy.
Yeah.
And especially we can combine that in ways when you're able to not only just use your creativity, but actually touch people who have not realized necessarily their calling yet, or people who are just stuck in the rut. You can do things for and with the community, like dealing with the special needs kids that people do not have the patience to deal with, you know, and I definitely commend you on that. And I realize that therapeutic aspect is just something about that. it gives you all the patience in the world when you can look back where you've been and look at the things that you've been building since you had a change of mind, and it gives you all the patience in the world.
Yeah, it does.
It's a beautiful thing. And Millionaire Divas.
So there is 9 of us, all originated from GirlTrek. That's why you just never know what's set up for you, because all of us are still a part of the 1.3 million women. And came together. I actually was one of the last members to join, but we LLC'd our organization where we invest. We believe in financial wealth. And
Definitely.
we come together once a month. We talk about the stocks, the crypto, what we buying. You know, our first purchase was 10 shares of Amazon.
And how long ago was that?
When it split 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I think it's about 2 years ago. And 2 years. And so our goal is to, once we are educated enough, we go out and teach other Black women to invest. Because people will buy a lottery ticket in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you won't take a chance on sitting there and buying a stock, you know what I mean, that you can just sit there and let your money grow. You know, I watch my portfolio go up and down, you know, but I ain't lost nothing until I sell it.
Right.
And as long as
That's
it's
if
in
you
the
sell it on the downturn. If you sell it on the downward trend.
If I sell it and it's losing, then yeah. So that's what we do, and we pay dues. You know, it's like a real business. We do our taxes and everything, but we basically just come together and talk about the market, talk about investing, and talk about how are we going to help those that are out there that don't know and that are afraid to tap into the market.
Yeah, I like dealing with the stock market. It's real. It's cool to be able to get in at a certain level, leave your money in, and it is a thrill because you watch it go up and down. But if like, especially on the apps where you can see it's past, like you can see how it was performing 6 months ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you can see that it's going up and down, but it's actually going up.
Yeah.
You know,
you watch the trend. Yeah, it's so much to it, man, and people just don't want to tap in. They don't want to tap in, and sometimes I don't get it, but it's not for everybody.
Right.
You know, but we wonder why we can't make it as a people, because we don't try something different.
Right. Stocks are basically like you get something that's a one share that's worth about $20, and it may go up to about $21, $22, $23. Then it might go back down to like $21.50. Then it'll go up to like $25 or $26. Then it'll go back down to $22. Then it'll go up to about $27, maybe $30. Then it'll go back down to $25. Then it'll go to $35, $40.
It's a higher.
Then it'll go back down to like $27. But as long as you stay in, it's gonna get on up. It's gonna come back down, but it's gonna go up again. It's gonna come back down. And having the faith and knowing and not just faith, but doing your due diligence with the companies that you invested in and reading how they are performing and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And just understanding that they growing, especially when they're smaller companies, they grow. So it's definitely good to pick out a particular company to invest in, or portfolios that have multiple different companies, and stay down for past 2 years, past 6 months, stay down for 5 years, stay down for 10 years.
Yeah.
Because you know a lot of companies have their day of reckoning where they crash and burn, because maybe sometimes the products that they offer or their services might become obsolete if they don't turn as the future comes, if they stick to their old ways and don't grow with the future, then there's a lot of times when they might crash, when the companies might go bankrupt.
Right.
So this is why you watch what the company's doing, and there's always new companies emerging as well. There's always cryptocurrency too, which is very interesting. So financial literacy is so important because that becomes your freedom.
It does. It does. One thing about black people though, man, we skeptical. And we want to get rich right now.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? We ain't got no patience.
Yeah.
That's why we go to fast food, because we want it right now. That's why we shop on Amazon. You know what I mean? Because we need it quick.
Yeah.
I'm so quiet over here because I just feel like I'm getting read so bad. I'm just like- but I'm also inspired though. Like I'm also inspired listening to you guys talk about like stocks and how all that works. Okay, all right.
Yeah, we got to play the long game.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all might have got me today.
And we always get mad at the clear people because they got money. You know why?
They got
They take
patience.
chances.
They got
all that.
yeah.
patience.
Yeah.
Yeah. They parents got some stock.
Yeah. And so yeah, these things go very far because we have to. Once we realize certain things, we are responsible for transferring and relating that game to others.
Yep.
We once we gain a particular knowledge, it is actually our responsibility to make sure that knowledge passes on, and make sure that when we meet our unexpected demise, that the knowledge does not go in the grave with us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's good. Wow, so you've hit so many different areas here. Like we've talked stocks, we talked health, we've talked mental health, we talked like so many different graphics, tech. So what now? Like what's next for you?
I don't know, man. I just want to give hope shots to people. You know what I mean? Because I've had so many walls built up, and people have, had opinions of me or doubted me or try to write my life, my script for me, stereotype, like I got a lot of what the society may want to call as negatives: black, woman, lesbian, you know what I mean? Incarcerated. So, I'm in everything I do, I'm just determined to show you that I can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it.
Right.
That's basically where the brand I Am the Evidence came from. Because when I got out of prison, one of the first things they were saying is I can't vote. So am I just going to listen to you because you say I can't vote?
Right.
I went and got my license. They gave me a voter registration card. I was like, they say I can't vote. I filled it out, and guess what I got in the mail? Where I'm supposed to go to vote for a poll. My first voting was for Barack's first term.
Okay.
Celebrated by going to the inauguration.
That's cool.
So, in everything I do, I don't care what's against you. You can be. I went from homeless to being qualified as a homeowner. I went from incarceration to owning businesses. So my long game is to change the mindset of people that feel like they can't do something. Even if it's just getting up in the morning, going to the gym 5 days a week. You can. I don't. I try. But, it's people out there that's showing you can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the campaign slogans for Barack Obama was, "Yes, we can." And for you, I am the evidence. So people need not look any further than within themselves, because if people open their eyes and see the opportunity, then the possibilities become endless, and in turn, we all become the evidence.
Exactly. Because everybody got a story. I don't go through this for me. I go through this so that I can show you could go through it and get to the other side. I believe that everything that everybody go through is not for just them.
Exactly.
That's true.
is for you to use your testimony so that you can give hope to somebody else.
That's so good. I really, really appreciate you for lending so much hope and representation to people who feel like they just been wiped out. You know, your story continues, you know, and that's really a story of rebuilding and the fact that it's never really over. You know, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So let's get a website plug.
Ooh, which one? Nah.
Which one?
All of them. All
Listen,
of them.
Give us everything.
If you need my graphic services, listen, you can go to shedographics.com. I am the one to make your vision become reality. I want you to see what you're thinking in reality. And
Christian know about it too.
ha.
Yeah. You said it right for sure. That right.
And if you need a barber, man, let me bless you with these hands. You know, come lay back in the chair. Some people tend to fall asleep. You can find me on Booksy under Yo the Barber. I'm on Instagram and social media under I Am the Evidence. And we got a sale, end of year sale. You can buy a hoodie and get a t-shirt free. We're trying to clear out this inventory because we got some new stuff coming out. And you can also find that at IamTheEvidence.shop.
And is that also the way people will get in touch with your organizations, with your justice initiatives? How would they join or become clients or what?
If you are interested in become a GirlTrek member, simply by walking, it's free. It's free. You just saying that you're gonna walk 30 minutes a day to save your life. That's it. You can sign up at girltrek.org, and on that link you can check Justice Initiative that you want to be interested, or you can hit me up on any of my social media and connect with me. If you have organizations in your area that feel like that's something that they would need and those ladies would benefit from it, please let me know. And if you're interested in investing and stock and you scared, you can hit us up at Millionaire Divas on Facebook as well.
All right, yo.
Plug y'all into everything. So
Everything.
There's no way that you should not be winning this year.
That's right. That's right.
So, yo, appreciate it. Thank you,
I
Yolanda.
appreciate you too, man. Who knew? Who knew that me doing a banner for your mom would
Shout
put
out
us
to my
in
mom.
put us in a place like this today?
That's right.
It's about
that's right.
relationships, y'all. Yeah.
God will put people in your path, and the thing is, I would say we have to use each other wisely, and I don't mean take advantage of each other. I mean we work together.
Right.
Work together. When people start to express themselves, you let people utilize their talents, and God will work in your life through the work of others.
That's it.
It's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful thing.
Christian, thank you. Tori, thank you. I'm Darius Cache. She missed her cue. Let's do this again.
One more time.
I was like, me?
She was sleeping. Hold up. I'm Darius Cache.
And I'm ToriLive.
She almost missed it again, but this is the Bernard Song Podcast. This is the Bernard Song Podcast, where pain has a voice and healing finds rhythm.
Yeah, Cash Gang.